All right, good afternoon. I'm Dale Summers, Truckin' Bozo. If you have not been watching your TV or anything like that, or listening to one of the news channels here on SiriusXM, I think they started about 122, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure. But anyway, what do we got, Ritchie? You got the feed from one of the news channels?
Yeah, hour 3 of the biggest non-earthquake to ever hit the East Coast is in full effect here in New York City.
And they just said that people should stock up on water. They should have a flashlight, and be prepared. And then they after they did that, now they got some doctor on there who deals with disasters. Can we hear a little bit of what he's saying?
Of, small damage.
This is from MSNBC.
We estimate it could be over $100 million, could even be up to $1 billion.
What's the difference between earthquakes here on the East Coast and out on the West Coast?
The difference is they actually happen on the West Coast.
The difference is in how broadly they're felt. A magnitude 5.8 earthquake.
Please
as this
be quiet.
One was,
Sorry.
these happen on a fairly regular basis out in California.
Yeah.
The Earth's crust there is very broken up, so the shaking will be felt in a small area. Here, the Earth's crust, we're not at the edge of a tectonic plate where the plates are crashing against each other.
He said we're not on the edge of a tectonic plate. In other words, nothing happened.
Ring like a bell.
This is hour 3 of coverage, Dale.
It's transmitted very efficiently.
This is all they've covered.
Dale, there is a civil war breaking out in Libya right now, but they're telling me about the tectonic plates in California.
Could they have killed has Muammar Gaddafi been killed yet?
Dale, listen, a nuclear bomb could have dropped on top of the entire place and you wouldn't have known it. There's no way of knowing real news right now.
Kill MSNBC. Let's go on to something else. But I mean, the whole world has just stopped.
It is unbelievable. Dale, I swear Pearl Harbor didn't get this much coverage. Like, we're into our here. For those of you just tuning in, let me break down what happened today. There was a 5.8 earthquake 700 miles from New York City. No damage, no injuries.
Did you even feel any shaking?
Dale, I had no idea that was going on. What was going on? When I walked into the studio at 2:00, I put on MSNBC so I could watch the coverage of what was going on in Libya. And they had announced that an earthquake hit New York. I'm like, what earthquake? I'm looking around. I'm seeing where the governor is. I don't know where this earthquake came from. And sure enough, the world is in a big panic now. Everybody's shucking and jiving. They were holding press conferences. Mayor Bloomberg had to have this big press conference to further announce that nothing happened. I mean, we're half joking about this, Dale, but when did we really? What was the timeline where we became such an overreactionary society?
Yeah, and
it's absurd.
And the fact that there is the rebels were about ready to take the building where Muammar Gaddafi is, and now we don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, because a tectonic tremor, was felt 700 miles southwest of New York City. The entire no news coverage now for the rest of the day of anything else other than this.
That's it. Well, and if you miss it today, you can watch it again because they videotape it and they'll play it back tonight, starting at about 10 o'clock on all the TV news networks. So, and it also says live.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Dal. I'm glad you mentioned that because the other day when the MSNBC, I watch MSNBC 24 hours a day, but I was watching the live coverage of the Civil War unraveling in Libya. They had wrapped up their live coverage, I want to say about 11:30, maybe close to midnight Eastern. So I go in the other room and I make some dinner. I'm getting myself situated, getting ready for bed, but I still got the TV on, not paying much attention to it. I plop back in front of the set and I still see they come back out of the breaking news, ongoing developments. I'm like, well, all right, they're live still. Dale, I sat there for 45 minutes until I realized that, oh my God, they're re-airing the exact same thing that aired 2 hours ago. But you're right, they did not take the breaking news banner down, and they also kept that little live logo up there, and it was very deceiving. Friggin' animals.
Oh, well. Got to make a big deal out of something.
And that's exactly what it is everything needs to be made such a big deal of. And that's a perfect example of the coverage of this earthquake today, which is I couldn't think of a bigger non-news story. I mean, what J-Lo wore to the Emmys last night's a bigger story than what happened in Virginia with this earthquake. It's not a story.
Wait till the hurricane comes up the East Coast.
That's a story.
That's coming.
But they do that in New York too. I mean, it snows. You should see all the panic when it snows here.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and again, like you said, overreaction. You and I were watching MSNBC during the break. They had a person, the guest, the person that was being interviewed was a representative from the Red Cross, going on and on, Dale, for the better part of 20 minutes of what to do in case of an emergency. Right. Nothing happened today. Do you realize nothing happened?
And don't take, go. What I do is I go and I buy water in the clear plastic jugs. Do not save your milk jugs and wash them out and put water in them.
Gasoline canisters are another no-no for water also, by the way. If it's red with a little skull and crossbone on it, think of something else.
Right.
That's for my friends in the South, by the way.
Don't know.
I hope this tragedy doesn't affect the prices of the food out at the hot dog guy down the street.
Probably already has.
I hope there's not a run on the hot dog guy.
Yeah. Okay.